You may have been told that it's too late to sleep train your 3, 4, or 5-year-old kid, that at this point you just kind of have to wait it out and wait till they outgrow their sleep problems. But I'm here to tell you that is not true, and you could be waiting a really long time. In fact, sleep training older kids can actually be smoother and more rewarding. So today, I'm going to reveal the truth about sleep training older kids and why it is never too late. I'm Jessica Berk, the creator of the REST method, and you're going to want to stick around for this myth-busting episode. Let's start with busting this common myth that sleep training only works for babies. The reality is that your older kiddo can absolutely learn to sleep independently. Yes, even if they're very strong-willed. And yes, even if they've never been a great sleeper or even never slept independently before. The key is learning that their developmental stage and their age and their maturity level just requires a little bit of a different approach. Now, older kids might have some pretty well-ingrained habits, like they've gotten used to you laying next to them at bedtime, or they've gotten really used to climbing into your bed at 2 in the morning. But these routines are not set in stone. With the right strategies, you can actually learn to rewire these routines. And here's the best part about your older kid, is that they can actually participate in the process, which can actually make sleep training more effective and more rewarding in the long run. And these older kids, they can also understand rules and expectations, which is obviously something they could not do when they were babies. And so that sets you up to be able to use strategies and use a process that actually makes your child feel really proud of themselves and really accomplished. Here's why sleep training an older kid just isn't the same as sleep training a baby, and why those strategies that you used when they were in a crib just aren't going to work now. The first is that habits are harder to break. By this age, our kids have really learned what kind of behaviors to use to get what they want. Honestly, that's age appropriate. And honestly, it is kind of just human nature. It's not that they're being manipulative. That's just how they've experienced the world. They do certain things and they get certain responses from people. So let me give you an example. If you say something like, "We're not having any more snacks before dinner," but then you're trying to talk on the phone to your mom and your kid is like pulling at your leg, like whining, like, "I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry." Maybe you throw them some goldfish. You're sure to see more and more of that extreme whining to get the snack that they want. And to use a bedtime example, let's say that you tell your kid that you can't lie down with them tonight because you've got to go fold some laundry. But if they start to cry and they really turn on the waterworks, then maybe you end up going to lay with them and you say, "Forget the laundry." Well, now they've just learned that that's what they need to do to get you to stay in their room. So we're always teaching our kids something. And it's not verbally, it's with our actions. That's how we're teaching them. Another reason is that our kids are smart and they're verbal and they are great negotiators. They know how to test our boundaries, right? Test them and push them and bulldoze right through those boundaries. And you're seeing this all day long. So I don't think I need to give you any examples. But the thing you have to remember is that our bigger kids also can really respond well to clear and consistent rules. So for example, if that whining, they want a snack before dinner, if that whining never gets the goldfish, the whining is going to stop. Now, might those first few times of you trying to ignore the whining just feel like nails on a chalkboard? Possibly. But if you can ignore that behavior and hold that boundary and stick to that rule, then the whining will stop. That is a fact. All right, another reason is emotional factors. Our kids are older now, and so they might be expressing some fears or some separation anxiety. So you need to be able to address these concerns. Separation anxiety is something I hear a lot. And around this age, around 3, is when kids really start to understand that when they separate from you, you still exist in the world, but you're just not with them. Even though you're putting them to bed and you're expecting them to stay in the room and go to sleep, you're still awake in the house. You might not necessarily be asleep. And so they can also have some serious FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. They want to be with you. So you do need to have an approach that kind of respects these emotional factors that your big kid has that a baby didn't. And that's just why the baby sleep training strategies aren't going to work with your older kid, because you need an approach that can really help you understand all these differences and create a system that has firm and clear and loving boundaries so that your kiddo can get the sleep that they need. So what does work for sleep training older kids? Well, you've got to start with trust and communication. So like I've been explaining, your older kid is more mature and they've come to understand what to expect from you, right? Like how your household runs, what the daily routines are, how they go to bed. They've gotten used to that. These have become well-ingrained habits. So when you're going to make a change, I recommend not taking them off guard. Nobody really likes that. So I would explain it to them in an age-appropriate way. Explain what you're changing and why. Really prepare them well. That's going to help things go much more smoothly. And when you frame it in a way that helps your kid really feel proud and independent, it's going to make it much easier on both of y'all. The second thing to do is set up some new clear routines. So set up some new bedtime routines or sleep plan that's really going to help you move your family closer to the goals that you have for how everyone's going to sleep. For example, if you can tell that your kiddo needs more sleep, like you can tell in their behavior, or you could just see it in their face that they are just tired, then one of the best things to do is try to put them to bed earlier. Think through what can you do to really make that bedtime routine more efficient and quicker, and then talk to your kid about it. Work with them to make up a new routine and prepare them for what's going to change so that you can get them to bed on time. Maybe you need them to stop coming into your room at 2 o'clock in the morning. So what I suggest you do here, there's a million different ways to do that. So you've got to kind of pick a strategy that's going to work for your family and then talk to your kiddo about it. Prepare them for what's going to be different in the middle of the night. Maybe they're used to crawling in bed with you, but maybe tonight you're going to be taking them back to their room. So tell them about it, explain them what's going to happen, and then follow through in the moment. Being consistent with the new rules and the new plan that you set up and that you explain to your kid is really going to help things move more quickly and be easier for everybody so that you're not sending any mixed messages. And the third thing to think about is positive reinforcement. Any little bit of success deserves to be celebrated. And I really recommend that you try to pick out some baby steps, tiny little bit of improvement that you can reward. Whether you use a sticker chart or you actually use a small physical reward, or you just use your kind of over-the-top praise, it's up to you. But what you want to do is you really want to build up your child's confidence, okay? You don't want to only celebrate once things are perfect. You want to celebrate all the little milestones along the way so that your child ends up feeling really confident and proud of themselves. These strategies don't just create better sleep, they actually build up your child's confidence, which is a win-win. So imagine this, you put your kid to bed, they're able to fall asleep all by themselves, they sleep through the night, you're not seeing them at 2 in the morning, and you are free at night. You can fold that laundry, you can read a book, you can say hi to your partner, you may have not seen them in a while. And then when you go to bed, you know that you're going to be able to sleep through the night. Creating good sleep habits for your kids doesn't just help them, it really helps create a calm household. If you need some more help creating a peaceful bedtime routine, check out this video.